Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, TV shows, music, and any other interesting topics. Damn it, I almost forgot the intro.
Close enough.
Hey. So today's episode is actually going to be our last podcast of 2017. We'll be right back in January of 2018, and it's going to be basically a recap of what we believe is the best TV shows, best albums, and the best movies of 2017. And I even have honorable mentions, so we're going to get into it. So I think we should start with TV shows because it's the shortest category because we're only going to do a top 3 for that. So my number 3, drum roll, not really, is Stranger Things season 2. Here's my thing. It was short, but straight to the point. They did something that's kind of usually hard to do. Is introduce new characters, and you kind of get their feel. Like I love Maxine or Max. Trying to be like Michael. She only goes by Max. I liked to hate Billy. I love where the story went. I'm glad Eleven. I liked Eleven's relationship with Harper. I like her relationship with Mike. The boys were just as good as they were in season 1. And overall, I thought it was a very coherent story. So that's my number 3 for TV shows. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is actually gonna go to 13 Reasons because I know that's the only one for I think TV shows that we did a 2-part podcast for. As far as TV shows go, anyway, and I thought that show was pretty dope. I feel like it did a good job, similar to how Stranger Things season 1 did, where like it put itself on a map and like it was just like an interesting thing going on. It left room for like a season 2 to come along, and I think like its popularity is gonna carry it a long way. And all the characters in there was good. I think the format of the show was pretty interesting. Where everyone had their own reason, and just had an altogether good flow. Even though I didn't like the main character very much in certain parts. Granted, he had a lot going on, which I completely get, but still,
Leave Clay
you could have made
alone.
some, but you could have made some better decisions, Clay. Sorry, but yeah, you at least got number three for it, or number 5. Wait, okay, so no, sorry, number 3. Sorry, the TV show is number 3.
Yeah. All right. Number 2 is for me Riverdale season 1. Now I'm gonna tell you why. It's probably a little bit biased because I'm a huge Archie fan, and even though I'm gonna keep it real with you, the Archie from the comic book ain't got nothing on this Archie in the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as lovable sometimes, but I think the way he's a good modern, like he's a good way to make the character modern. For me, what carries the show is Betty and Veronica, which I always felt the comics carry. They carry the comics, so that's probably why I really enjoyed it. And I like that we got a conclusion to the mystery, and it made sense. And I wasn't necessarily. I was kind of shocked because I didn't figure out who actually committed the murder, but I was engaged and I actually cared about the characters. They completely rewrote Jughead, but I still love him, and I have no problem with it. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is actually gonna go to the most recent season of Orange is the New Black. Now, I'm excited every year for whenever Orange is the New Black comes out, and this year was no different. I think they did a much better job this year than they did last year. Even though like last year, but like I think this one did a very good job, of, like being worth the wait. 'Cause I think everyone's like they're used to the Netflix schedule of waiting a whole year. I feel like everyone got their own little story going on, like Daya and the whole gun thing. The prison getting shut down or going under a riot was a little interesting direction for the season to go. Like it didn't just go like the regular, everyone's in jail thing, and the authority has the power there. One of the officers died. I mean, granted, he just kind of deserved it, but one of them died, and I just thought everyone's story got tied up really neat, and I feel like the biggest question mark and the biggest cliffhanger got left for this show, since now the prison is done and like everyone's going to different prisons. It leaves a lot of room for a lot of like new characters, a lot of new stories to develop, a lot of questions to be answered. Just a whole bunch of things gone, but a whole bunch of room is left there to be creative with for Orange is the New Black. So I'm excited for it to come around so I can see it.
Okay, cool. And my number one is actually a show you already mentioned, but my number one is 13 Reasons Why.
Ah, interesting.
So, here's why it's my number one. This is the only show, in my opinion, that we reviewed that was brand new, where I was totally invested in the characters. And, like, even though most of them, granted, are assholes, besides Clay, for the most part, obviously Hannah, and then her parents. Everyone else, complete asshole. But I care about like why they did this. I care about what's up with that. I admit the only character I could care less about is Bryce, but who likes Bryce? I haven't met one person who
Right.
likes Bryce at all. But the way they sold it, like Hannah to me is the most interesting character on the show, and she's spoiler dead, which you could probably tell from the trailers anyway. And Clay. So I'm very interested in how they do season two. I don't think the show has a lot of seasons left in it, but I it pulled me in the quickest, and it kept my attention the whole way. So yeah, definitely 13 Reasons Why. What's your number one?
My number one, following the trend of all the Netflix shows here that we got going on, is actually a show that we just started. And for a similar reason to Shanique, I like it. It's actually Mindhunter. Now, I chose Mindhunter because it got the most reaction out of me. Um, Edmund Kemper.
Ugh.
Um, See, yeah, it's like I just have to say his name for my skin to crawl. Because like I think every scene, I know we said it in the podcast, so definitely go check this out. But I know every scene that he was in, where like he was talking to them, I was like, he's gonna eat your flesh. He doesn't care if there's a guard outside. He's gonna eat your flesh, especially like towards the end. And you know, even not even just because of Edmund Kemper, even though I would definitely say that he did a great job being creepy. All the other serial killers did great. The main character, even though he's a little wonky in the head, I think he carried his role great for like the guy who wanted to learn some stuff, then turned to the guy who thought he knew everything. So it's like two opposite sides of the spectrums. And his partner was pretty good. I thought he was definitely a good supporting role for him. And just the entire like situation around him about like learning about like serial killers and trying to get the truth out. Not the truth out, but like some research out about how they work and how they're wired and whatnot. I thought that pursuit was pretty interesting. And I think the show did a pretty good job with that because Lord knows I got some reactions out of that show.
Yeah, and also I wrote down based on like how many views we have. Funny enough, you named the top three most viewed TV shows on our podcast.
Oh, neat.
So number one is 13 Reasons. Number two is Orange is the New Black, and number three is Mindhunter.
Oh,
So
I just did out of order.
yeah, I was like,
Gotcha.
wow, he named all three of the shows.
It was weird because it was I originally did a top five, and my top five I have Stranger Things, and I have Punisher. But I'm like, I don't know which one I want to put here. I'm just gonna put the three that like one. I'm always invested into Orange and the New Black, so I got threw that in there. Mindhunter was a good like first showing for it, and 13 Reasons. I don't know. It's just a good all around story, and like it got on the map real big because like it's a big like issue that it was talking about. So like what, this is pretty good, and they put a good narrative behind it. So like this is pretty well balanced out. I think the Punisher is probably the only like oddball in there, but still, if I could talk about it for a while, then I liked it. So screw it. It's Marvel, and this has guns, and I liked him, and I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm a simple man. I see Punisher. I like things.
yeah. My honorable mention would have been Mindhunter. That was a really good show. Okay. So let's do movies. Now this is the top five. Okay, and I'm gonna read what the our most listened to are. So my number five, which I don't think you're gonna believe I put this in my number five, but I'm gonna put Dunkirk.
Interesting.
Here's why I put Dunkirk. I think of out of all the movies, it's probably the most creative. There is no dialogue, but Shanique Giles is in the theater, invested into these characters. I don't know their names. I don't know what some of their voices sound like, but I'm invested into what happens to them. Either way, I mean, I agree there could have been like more maybe character development, but this is the only movie that we reviewed this year that didn't need dialogue to carry the movie. They did it with pure reaction of the people, the cinematography, the um the score of the film. They did it purely with just facial expressions, music, and visuals. And that to me makes it deserves a top five. What about you? What's your top five? What's your number five?
Uh, my number five will go to Snatched.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
I'm lying. It's not Snatched though.
If you would have picked that, I would have been like,
It was funny. It was funny. Don't get me wrong. It was funny, but it's not my top five. My actual top five actually goes to something I don't think Shanique sees coming. It goes to Burning Sands.
no, that's fine with me too. I knew you liked that movie. So,
Yeah, so that movie, similar to Mindhunter, that I had such a freaking reaction
no,
because
you know what I just thought of?
As Shanique said earlier this year, they played a game of beat that bitch, and that's exactly what they did. I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
quit,
oh
son.
no,
First of all, you
oh
know what I think of when I think of that movie automatically?
what?
The fucking basement scene with the paddle and then the spitting.
And the spit, yep. I think of that too. I think of that too.
Automatically. Such
I
a
think
strong
of the
reaction
I
to
think
that.
of the guy like just pushing through like his broken rib or whatever that he had done for like half of the movie. Well, almost the whole movie actually. Yeah, almost
Yeah.
the whole movie. He had that broken rib. I'm like, dog, you're done here. You lost your girl. You lost your rib. One of your and spoiler alert, one of your friends died. Like, come on, yeah. It took your friend dying to actually learn the lesson here. But Burning Sands, man, yeah, that movie was just hard to watch because I'm just ready to punch everybody.
I know you would
Lord
punch
knows I
all of
couldn't.
them. Just all of them. Especially the older brothers who just, come on, y'all grown. Don't encourage that foolishness.
Yeah, it's like y'all supposed to know better. Like the fat dude in this movie who was ready to like break this one guy's back with a bat. I was like, this ain't
Nigga, that was
Hayes,
a
man.
paddle. Stop saying a bat.
It's a bat. I'm putting bat on the podcast. It was a whole bat. If you got hit with that, you would have known. You wouldn't have known the difference between a bat and a paddle. You would just realize your back went numb and you can't walk no more. That's pretty much it. Number five, Burning Sands.
All right. Number four, which I think Michael will enjoy, is Power Rangers.
Hey, dit, 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 dit.
So, all right, this is in my top five because, number one, It's probably the most surprising. I saw myself liking every movie, maybe besides Dunkirk. In my top five, then I did Power Rangers. I walked in, was like, all right, I'm only seeing this really because I'm Michael. But I truly enjoyed the movie. It did a good job of like paying tribute to the I guess the original material with a twist of their own. Like it got real dark all of a sudden, and I was like, all right, I like how they modernized it. It didn't look as cheesy as it used to look. It still had cheesy moments because duh, it's Power Ranger, but it was very it was very well done, and I hope they make a second one. What's your number four?
Okay, so let me just preface it by saying I'm gonna redo my top five right now, just for the sake of not bringing this up later. Power Rangers is in my top five. I'm not gonna tell you what spot it was in, but it is in my top five. I just did a impromptu rearrange, but Power Rangers.
You don't
Ah,
have to. Like I
sit down for I got a story to tell you. Once upon a time, a young Michael Brown turned the TV on and he saw giant robots fighting giant monsters, and he realized he wanted to be a Power Ranger.
he a nerd, man.
The
He's
first career choice one of your Shanique's co-hosts here wanted to do with his life was become a Power Ranger. Granted, I'm a long way from that right now, considering my current career status. But that movie was. I know people Hollywood gets like a lot of flack for like doing rehashes and remakes and whatnot. I think they did an awesome job with Power Rangers, which I feel like is not a hard thing to do a good job with, considering how corny it is. Because like, the movie definitely was corny, but Billy was awesome. The two females there were pretty good. Zach was crazy, and it's kind of comes with the territory, I guess. And I feel like everyone had like their own character. I think Rita was like completely redone, but like that was a straight up horror movie villain at that point. I don't know. She like ate someone at one point, I guess. But I just thought it was really good. I felt like a kid again, especially when like, the theme came in. It's one of our first podcasts, if not the first. I think I know. No, I think the first one was on Drake.
Yeah, it's
But
the
yeah,
first movie we did though.
yeah, the first movie we did, and I'm completely satisfied with it. Power Rangers. You can have my number 4 spot since I don't want to put you any later. But go ahead, Shanique. Number 3.
Okay, you didn't have to rearrange your list, but okay. Number 3 was actually Michael's number 5, Bernie Sanders.
Hey,
So, funny thing about Bernie Sanders, while I hate most of the niggas in that movie, I thoroughly enjoy it. You know, Zurich was getting on my nerves, but I really enjoyed the storyline. It kept my attention, and gotta support the black movies too. It was really good. Now, I will say this: it wouldn't have been me. I guarantee you, I wouldn't be, you know, getting my ass beat like that. Just saying. Just putting that out there. But I like the character.
I feel you. I ain't down for that kind of hazing.
Nah, it's not worth it. I'm not about that. Okay, well, anyway, what I was saying was I enjoyed the characters of Burning Sand, and it kept my attention, and I was interested in where the story went. What is your number 3?
My number 3. Hmm. I'm gonna give my number 3 to Spider-Man.
Why I saw that
Now,
coming.
small, but I'm surprised you didn't think we were gonna be higher. You'd be surprised about my other two. Now, Spider-Man one, I love action movies. I love comic movies. I love Marvel action movies and comic movies. So it's had a lot going for it. Granted, I think we saw 3 Marvel movies this year: Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. Spider-Man was my favorite because it had like the most hyped continuity from the Civil War movie, due to us thinking that Sony would lend the rights of Spider-Man over to Marvel to make everything work, which they did, and then they even decided to lend him his own like standalone movie, Homecoming, which I thought was great. I thought Michael Keaton did a great job as the Vulture, which by the way is like one of the corniest Spider-Man villains ever, but this movie made him look cool. I love the realization in that movie when Michael Keaton realized who Spider-Man was, sitting in his car dating his daughter. I thought that was one of the most gangster things I've ever seen on TV. On a big screen, because I was like, dang, yo, Spider-Man, you got all the powers in the world. You can like hold the shit together, but you will like damn near crap your pants when you realize the girl you're dating, her father is like the guy like doing all this weird stuff around New York. So I thought that was cool. I don't know. I just like the fact that in Marvel right now they actually have Spider-Man, because my hype train was like on 11 when I realized that Spider-Man was gonna be in Avengers Civil War. Sorry, Captain America Civil War. I keep forgetting that's not an Avengers movie, even though it kind of is, because
No, it's
everyone's
not.
there.
Moving on.
Whatever. Anyways, all the Avengers were there. But yeah, I thought that
Okay.
did great. My hype train has not slowed down yet. Very interested for 2018 to get around here, so Infinity War can hit the theaters. Because by the time of this podcast, we actually saw the trailer about like last week or something like that, and my hype train is full speed going off the tracks. So yeah, Spider Man.
Okay. Cool. My number 2 is Fate of the Furious.
Okay, that's my number 2 as well.
Hey! First time we tied. Alright.
Yeah,
So, here's why. Yes, the Fast and Furious franchise is ridiculous.
yeah.
Yes, they would probably all be dead, but I don't care. I still enjoy the movies. I still enjoy Dom. Letty is always gonna be my number 1 female action hero in this franchise. Giselle was good too, but Letty's awesome. I love how they had to get creative to beat Dom, and I even enjoyed the twist with his son at the end. I don't think they had to spoiler kill her, but hey, things happen. I liked Hobbs. I like Jason Statham in this movie. I thought it was a really good entry, and I'm excited to see the final two movies. I'm really excited for it. So why is this your number two?
This is my number two because I love over the top, like stupid action. Like you know damn well like, this makes no sense. Like the franchise started off a little bit more real, with, like street racing and stuff like that, and then like it went like this weird like left turn into like super actionville, which is fine with me. Because if anyone ever has ever heard of like the Saints Row franchise, like it started off as like a gangster video game, then all of a sudden it's like this video game about like lasers and helicopters and robots and flying cars and stuff. Which I give if the the franchise continues along the route it's going right now, it'll be doing the same thing. But it was fine though. 'Cause, like, I like the fact that Dom was like a standalone badass. Like he could handle everyone. He did that on like I think a couple occasions in this movie. And I like the submarine scene breaking through the ice, probably my favorite part of the entire movie. I think everybody played their own part pretty well. It was cool seeing everybody come back together. Jason Statham being one of the good guys in this movie was also pretty cool. Him almost going up against the Rock was nice. I just a lot of story elements here were worked out pretty well, and I feel like they set themselves up in a good position to make another super over the top corny movie next. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they're up to, and that's my number two movie right now. And I can almost guess what your number one is, and I'm pretty sure we have that tied as well.
What is it? Wonder Woman?
Yep, it's Wonder Woman.
All right.
Already do.
All right. Yeah. Both our number ones is Wonder Woman. So here's why I picked number Wonder Woman as my number one. One, it was the first time in a long time we saw a female comic book hero as the star of the movie. Right there. Two, everyone's acting was on point. Three, great storytelling. Four, even though I don't think Gal Gadot is the strongest actress, she very well knew how to carry this movie. And it deserved my number one purely on the battlefield scene. That long ass scene in
Oh
that
yeah,
movie.
one of the greatest like just single segment scenes in like action movie
She
history,
fucked up
definitely.
the whole thing. It was literally her and three other dudes that took down a whole blockade. That's
Majority her, but yeah.
I know. I was trying to give them credit. Damn.
Nah,
I was trying to help.
I'm giving Wonder Woman credit.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was, she was basically like, how like in football they kind of have the guy run in front of like the quarterback to like block everyone. That's basically what she did. She's like, I'm gonna take out everyone, and then y'all just come through, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
hmm
And strictly off of that scene and how it's shot and the Amazons and everything, best movie of 2017. What about you?
I do agree that a female lead as far as like a comic book like superhero was way overdue. Or last couple shots at that, even if it's not even if it's outside of comics, weren't all that hot. 'Cause, like I guess we had Atomic Blonde this year,
That
which we
was
did
really
see.
good.
Sort
I
of,
heard.
I don't have an opinion. So yeah, I've also heard there was also really good, like a female John Wick, which I have no problem with that description at all. But we just don't see a lot of like female leads in combo movies because I feel like me being a Marvel guy, I don't have to have a bias to realize that like I don't got there's nothing to hate on this movie right here. Like this is just the shit right here. Like I'm like a DC movie is my number one movie, and that should say a lot. Um, that being said, I think Wonder Woman did great. I think they did a good job like portraying Themyscira. I think they did a good job did a good job with Steve Trevor. The only knock I have against the movie is Ares because I kind of felt like that fight was a little like I don't know. It was missing a little something to throw it over the top because like it was already so well. Like I set the bar pretty high with that battlefield scene that I was kind of thinking, oh, like okay, the last scene's gonna be pretty dope. But that's fine though. I think it made up for it a lot in Justice League, which is not necessarily my favorite movie this year, but one of the movies that I thoroughly also enjoy, even though quote unquote critics are giving it a hard time. But even in that movie, she was part of the reason she kind of stole the show in that movie as well. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever she's doing it right. 'Cause I think one thing they're definitely making sure that they do is they write Wonder Woman really good on the screen. Cause like they're overdue for a female lead, and that's one knock against Marvel that they have that they definitely can't overcome right now. Like, yo, we have Wonder Woman, your move. So yeah, Wonder Woman, number
I,
one movie of
I
the
guess that's
year.
what's supposed to be with Captain Marvel. I guess that's what she's supposed to be. We'll see. We'll see.
I suppose, but I don't think like her character is like I don't know. That depends on how they write her. I just don't see her character doing Wonder Woman stuff like as far as like the impact on the screen.
Yeah,
Like
we'll see.
she's far lesser known, but Wonder Woman definitely has an advantage here, which I'm completely fine with. They're doing a great job. Can't wait to see her and everything else in DC so far.
Yeah. All right. I do have an honorable mention. I would definitely put, at least comedy wise, I would put Girls Trip. That was a really good movie. I would
We
definitely
didn't
put
do a
that.
podcast on that though, did we?
I know. I'm just saying that.
Oh,
It doesn't
oh,
have
okay,
to
okay,
be.
okay.
It's an honorable mention. Like in our top five, it should be stuff we did on a podcast. But if you want to name something that we didn't do it's fine for honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah, Girls Trip, definitely see that. They do a sequel, I'm in there. You know who else I want to give it to? Boo 2. No, I'm playing. I didn't see that. I can't
Oh
co-sign
wow.
that. I can't. I don't know how it was. I did enjoy the first one, which is not a popular opinion. But you know what scene I think of? Rack City, bitch. Rack City, bitch.
Oh yeah.
All right. Oh, let me do our top five most listened movies are number five, Ghost in the Shell.
Not a bad movie.
Depends on who you ask. But I enjoyed it. I think visually it was a good movie, but considering it was almost one for one of the source material, I didn't think the source material was that great. So I wasn't really surprised that it didn't work that well out for her. But I thought Scarlett Johansson did fine in it. Number four, Baywatch.
Fascinating.
That movie, all I think about is a scene where he got his thing caught in the door.
Yeah, it's like early in the movie too.
I know. It was funny though. It was funny, but I didn't think it was that great.
I like the morgue scene. That was also really funny.
Yeah. Number three, probably one of the most depressing movies we have on this that we ever did a podcast to, War Machine. That was not a happy movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Detroit. I was like, oh god, you're going to say Detroit.
No, War Machine's number three. And that's a Netflix movie. I say watch it, and I think Brad Pitt did really well on it, but it's not upbeat. Number two, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Hey,
And number one, the one and only, Power Rangers.
hey, where that sequel at though?
I know. I don't even see it on the schedule. That's kind of weird. But we'll see. All right. Now, here's some music stuff. It's funny. My number five goes to Demi Lovato's Tell Me You Love Me.
Uh-huh.
There's no complaint I have about this album. I love the R&B influence of the album. I love how she sounds on the record. She just messing with some, fuckboys, but hey, good writing material. Um, I love how every song had its own sound. I love how they're all catchy. Even her more slower paced songs, which is the title song's more slower paced. And even though this is a segue, I saw the video for the title song, Tell Me You Love Me.
Uh-huh.
What I heard and what it showed, two different things. She leaves the guy at the altar in the video.
Oh.
Little twist. It's shot pretty well, and I say check it out. But yeah, amazing. One of my And there's not a bad song on this record. I cannot complain. I don't think there's a bad song in any of my top five that I picked. All the albums in my top five, including this one, I can listen to from start to finish and be okay with it. So yeah, that's my number five. Demi Lovato, Tell Me You Love Me. What's yours?
My number five is gonna go to one of my favorite singing talents this year, who I just got recently exposed to only this year and this year alone from his single um "Human." I'm gonna get to actually Rag and Bone Man
I
because
knew it.
I think that was like a really good like showing for him, even for like especially for me who's a guy on the outside not knowing who the heck he was, because his single was dope. Green Arrow was pretty good on that album as well, and I really liked the one song he did that was a cappella.
Yeah.
Flawless, flawless. I found myself I actually did find myself coming back to this album a couple times down throughout the year, which is a pretty good sign for me liking an
I'm
album.
wanting you
Which
again.
actually there's an album I think my number four actually when I get to it. There's another song album I realized you know what this actually deserves to be up here. Like I mean I never talk to you about it a lot. Eat my words here. I never talked to you about it a lot, but I did find myself coming back to this to this next album, and I was like, oh man, this kind of has to come into my top five now. It's kind of unfair if I don't put it there. But yeah, Dragon Ball Man definitely deserves a top my number five spot because one of my favorite singing talents all year. This guy can sing his freaking heart out. So yeah, well deserved.
Okay. Number four for me is Russ. There's Really a Wolf.
Okay.
This was one of the few rap albums this year that we listened to that I have. There's not one song I hate. There wasn't one song on his entire over 20 song album that I hated.
Hmm.
His lyrics on point. Um, his storytelling amazing. The beats were amazing. He has songs you can just listen to, bob your head to. He has songs you can dance to. He has songs that made you think. And he showcased his lyrical talent. So Russ did what he's supposed to do. And so for that, this and spoiler, this is the only rap album I have in my top five. I don't know.
You know, I only have two on my top five. I'm surprised at two. So yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, because at least from, even the later ones, like, I give a shout out to NF with his Perception. That's a
Hmm.
good album too, all the way through. But I thought Russ, he had more songs and he kept my attention the entire thing, the entire album, and I never got bored with him. So yeah, my number four. What's your number four?
My number four, I'm actually going to give it to SZA
Oh, okay.
because I found myself actually coming back to this, and I'm like, I didn't realize how much I liked this the album or maybe a couple of songs on it. Like even though the couple songs on this that when I did come back and I revisited them, I was like, you still talking about like being a side chick on the weekends or whatever. And I'm like, I don't
No
co-sign on
Tina.
all. Yeah, I don't co-sign on the lyrics and or on the content for those kind of songs, but I do agree that her other showings here were pretty good. I think the amount of feature that she had on there was small but workable, and they actually played a good part. Kendrick being one of them, and I feel like when I went through the album, I was like, this is a pretty good R&B album. Like from a younger black generation, I'm like, that's pretty good because I kind of gravitate toward like the older ones from like the older generation, like they kind of are the ones who got me into the genre itself. But I feel like as someone who like is coming into it at a pretty young age and doing a pretty damn good job at it, like I gotta give her some credit here because I definitely think that she earned her spot on my top five. So yeah, SZA.
All right. Number three, Sam Smith, The Thrill of It All.
Okay.
This is probably the only album that is somber all the way through. There's little joy in the of this album and of like how he's feeling. But he sang the hell out of every song. His voice was amazing. His vocals were on point, and his range he showed on every track, top notch. Out of like all the guys we heard sing, I think he really showed why he still tops the charts. Even when he takes years off, he could come out, drop an album, and everyone's still
Mhm.
flocking to him because his voice is that amazing. His lyrics are really good, and the way he set up this album was perfect. I have no problem with it. So yeah, that's mine. What's your number three?
My number three is actually Russ's there really is a wolf,
Okay.
because we recently, towards the end of the year, went through an album that was kind of a marathon. And I just liked being reminded that Russ's was like not as long, but like still pretty lengthy. And I was like, pause, and like it still like had a good amount of quality to it. Like it didn't just have quality. It didn't just have quantity. It was like quality and quantity at the same time, which is something that's like a really hard to balance on on many albums. And I feel like to be fair, rap albums have a hard time doing that too. And I feel like I'm glad, and I'm just really glad that he's one of the ones who got away with it too. Like he found a way out of it and like treaded that gray area really carefully to figure out how he can like get people to listen to his entire album. Because I think the numbers show. Like I know she's gonna say it sooner or later, but like this is like one of our, or probably still is, or like top podcasting. I'm sorry, podcast reviews. Because this guy, I don't know if everyone has their same opinion, but like this guy, it's like I agree with Shanique. Like you kind of hit every kind of like facet of hip hop. Like he had some of the bangers, some of the slower paced ones. Like there's one that was kind of sad. I didn't realize how sad it was until Shanique told me about the video for it, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, you have some kind of range going here, and I didn't know anything about the guy. I actually found out this guy from my sister, and I was like, okay, this guy is a hidden gem, which I'm glad I found out about. So yeah, Russ is taking number three for me.
Okay, cool. Number two is a latecomer in our podcast, but I'm gonna give it to Kelly Clarkson, Meaning of Life.
Hey.
Her voice, amazing throughout the whole track. I can listen to her album from top to bottom. She showed range. While this album was more upbeat, you can't listen to this album and not have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't listen to the album and say she can't sing. She did her thing, and this is her 8th studio album, and she's still killing it. None of the songs were repetitive. It was uplifting, and I truly just had fun and enjoyed the album. So yeah, my number two. What's your number two?
My number two is gonna go to Kendrick Lamar's "Damn."
Damn.
I feel like it was probably one of the year's best hip hop showings. I feel like I know the Grammys were just recently. I feel like every nomination that he may have gotten, well deserved. I like that people are looking at this as one of the best hip hop albums of the year, because I think that's also very well deserved. Because I'm like, it's good. Don't get me wrong, Kendrick, since his debut, he's done only so much wrong for me, and that's very little. And whatever it is, it's been overshadowed by everything else that he's done greatly so far. Like "To Pimp a Butterfly" is probably where I come back for a lot of my favorite ones, and so is Mad City, which I know Shanique disagrees with, but that's fine. But I think those two are like definitely my favorite ones to come back to, and I feel like "Damn" is now my third favorite for him to come back to, because like so many hits are on this, and I don't know. It's kind of one of them things where it's like don't reinvent the wheel type deals, because Kendrick sounds good on everything that he came up with. Like everything that he did was like completely original Kendrick style. Like he is his own kind of hip hop at this point. And, it's different from the Jay-Z's and all the other rapper that we already knew of. Who no discredit to him, he did pretty well on his album as well. But I feel like Kendrick had like this freaking overarching light on everyone else's album that it's now being looked at by people outside of the hip hop community as like really good music, and it's well deserved.
Okay, cool. Can you guess my number one?
Shanique's number one, is it Pink?
Yes, it is.
Hey.
Yeah, my number one goes to Pink, Beautiful Trauma. What can
Hmm.
I say? This was a really good comeback album for her. She sounds amazing. She covered almost every type of range. She covered heartbreak. She covered love. She covered social issues. If you want it, it was on his album. She had upbeat. She had slow. She had, which my number one on for her best song was "You Get My Love," which was the best vocal performance on this album. I'm not gonna say in general because there was a lot of good, strong singing and a lot of albums we listened to this year. But if you listen to that song, you can't tell me she can't sing. She was amazing, and I can't wait to, if I ever get lucky, I want to see her in concert.
Hmm.
That's my thing. So yeah, Beautiful Trauma. Good job, Pink. You took it home. And your number one? Ah, shit. Russ is gonna be mine. And you said you only have two rappers, so it's not gonna be Logic or Lecrae. I don't know. Um. All right, I'm gonna take a swing at it and say Sam Smith.
The answer was right under your nose. I hope you know that.
What was it?
What song's been getting stuck in my head since we reviewed it, Shake?
Are you serious? Demi
Yep.
Lovato.
No, no other one. The other. It's a very good guess though. Very, very. She's my honorable mention. But come on, one more. I think you actually have this one.
Ever since we reviewed
It's
it?
right under your nose, and you've spoken about it already.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson.
My number one is Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I knew you loved the
Now,
album, but I didn't know you loved it.
I
Just
love the album. Let me tell you right now. I don't know what it is about me, and I know I'm gonna sound weird saying this, but I like driving to white girl music. I don't know why. Can't tell you why. Like I love like rap and hip hop is like all right my go to genres overall, but like for some reason Kelly Clarkson just like came in and like rewrote the
oh
rules there.
wow.
Like now, like the entire album. One of the things about Kelly Clarkson is I realized like what you said, and I think I also mentioned this on the podcast. She had probably the most positive vibes and most fun vibes coming out of her for the entire album, and I just felt like it showed in her music. Like I see her like throwing her stuff all over the place and dancing to her own music while recording this thing, and it made me feel like, dang, not this rapper, this artist had fun making their own music, and that's like, well, I'm just glad that people actually do that, because don't get me wrong, I thought Sam Smith is a great singer, but like, damn dog, I'm sad. Like I want someone to make you happy so you can make me happy. Kelly Clarkson made me happy. Like all her songs are awesome. I love Meaning of Life. Her title song, awesome. That's my number one pick on her album for our podcast when we did hers. Definitely go check that out. And I was like, yo, this song is like stuck in my head. I like Cruel. I like Higher or High Up or whatever it was. All of them from front to back were pretty good. And what's crazy is I don't see myself as the kind of guy saying Kelly Clarkson's gonna have an album who I can actually say is my favorite of the entire year. Granted, I didn't listen to every album that came out this year, obviously, but at least for the podcast, I'm like, this is probably the most like left field album for me to choose. Because I was honestly thinking I was gonna come in here and choose something like Russ, because I loved Russ all year long, and then I ended up choosing Kelly Clarkson, which I'm not mad at, because hey, I can't argue with good music. Sorry, Kelly Clarkson, number one. Ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding. We have a winner.
Yes. And a few honorable mentions for me. I obviously I'm gonna have to give it for for TV shows. I'm gonna give it to American Vandal. That was actually a really good TV show.
I think so too. Yeah.
It surprised the shit out of me. I felt so bad for Dylan at the end, but I really enjoyed that. Fuck Big Mouth, like no. Um, I can't with that show. I just cannot. Lecrae, good rap album. He deserves an honorable mention from me. There's one more I wanted to talk about that I thought was good. It's an album too. Imagine
Logic's pretty.
Dragons.
Logic was pretty good. Oh, and Imagine Dragons. I agree.
Yeah, Logic was pretty good, and Imagine Dragons. Those are like really good albums that I think everyone would enjoy. Logic, I'm really happy that he blew up this year. Like I think he has a
Hell
Grammy
yeah,
nomination too.
nice. Because I know that's I think of everyone when we spoke of so far. I think he's the only person that we actually seen live in concert before as well.
Yes, that's very true.
Which he did a very good job back then. Back when he was doing Bobby Tarantino. But now that he has
Oh
the other one
God.
out,
Oh my.
yep. Oh my God. Hell of a good performer and a hell of a good album.
Yes. Let me read the most listened to top 5 music podcast. Number 5 is Kesha Rainbow. Good. That was a good album too. It was more country than I expected, but I actually enjoyed that. Demi, Tell Me You Love Me. Number 4. Number 3 is Pink, Beautiful Trauma. Hey. Number 2, Ed Sheeran, Divide.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is, of course, Russ. There's Really a Wolf. So
Oh yeah.
that, yeah, I actually like everyone in that top 5 too. I would have took Kesha out, but I leave Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran was Ed Sheeran's album was really good, but I thought like when we did his, I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be my top 5 in the year. And then more albums came out, and I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, we had good competition for him. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, you know who album I go back to this that I really remember from the year that surprised me? Rick Ross. Rather You Than Me.
Oh yeah, very true too. Yeah,
That was better than I thought it was gonna be.
very true.
Uh,
Especially considering it's Rick Ross, I'm like, okay, it's just Rick Ross.
ugh.
He's gonna be talking about, every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustle, hustle.
Hey, I like that song.
Hey, that's a good song to get you up, man. I'm telling you, I'm okay with that.
I would have put Castlevania if it was longer, because I felt like I got ripped
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I agree. I definitely, if it was like more substantial, more than like what 4 episodes or 6 episodes, or whatever it was,
Yeah.
I definitely have seen it there. And if Seven Deadly Sins would have had their full season come out, probably would have put them up there too. But no,
No. I'm surprised you didn't try to put Thor Ragnarok for like Guardians, because I thought you really
it
enjoyed that.
was. I really did enjoy both of them, but I feel like for the Marvel movies, I enjoyed Spider Man the most. Like Thor is definitely a close second, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, which I also really enjoy. Like they're all like A movies to me, but I definitely like saw Spider Man because like he had the most weight behind him. He had like the most hype behind him because like he's the Sony property, which I already talked about. But yeah, I like Spider Man the most.
All right, I have a question for you. Which which TV show did you least enjoy this year that we reviewed on our podcast?
But I enjoy the least. Um, I don't know.
You already know mine is Big Mouth.
I like Big Mouth. So I can't really feel you on that. Hell, I don't even mind putting that as an honorable mention for real. But yeah, I like Big Mouth. Which one did I not like? I don't know. I don't think I didn't like any particular TV show in. No, everything was good. Heck, I thought I wasn't even going to like Riverdale. I ended up liking that too. But everything was real. I don't know. All the TV shows so far were pretty dope.
Okay.
Because a lot of them, if not all of them, I believe, except for like Riverdale, maybe like one more. All of them were on Netflix, and Netflix TV shows do a pretty good job of keeping me entertained. So I'm all right. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm not gonna reach and pick one out because they're all pretty good.
Okay. What about album? Which ones did you least enjoy?
Kodak Black, Triple X Tentacion. Oof, did not like either of those assholes. And as good as she sounds, even though it's just a matter of her not being my cup of tea, it got to be Miley Cyrus. Probably just those three.
All right. Here's mine. Um, Definitely Triple X Tentacion because I felt he ripped me off
Mhm.
because he didn't have complete songs in my opinion. Gorilla's Human album, I did not like that.
Really?
I did not
You
like
know, Chris,
Human.
I like the first half enough to quantify as me liking it. So I'm not going. Yeah, okay,
Nah,
that's fair
I
though. That's
can't
fair.
hate half your album and then say oh, okay to it. I'm just not about that.
I
I'm
feel, I
more than
feel
half with that one. I think I gave it a lower grade. No, I think I gave it a better grade than you. No, I remember saying when we were reviewing each song, just no. I remember saying that a lot.
hmm
But as people who listen to this, when I don't really like an album, I don't have good things to say.
it
I'm
was
like,
okay.
yeah. I'm gonna give it also to Chris Brown. I'm really sorry, bruh. Majority of your album I didn't like. I think I got about half when I was cutting it. And even then, the parts that I left, some of those songs were kind of whack. So I'm gonna say Chris Brown. And if I could have to, like, if I can think of one more, actually, no. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Shania Twain, she doesn't deserve to be like one I really didn't like.
Oh, I didn't mind at all.
Yeah, she was okay. As for movies, I didn't dislike any movie. I would only put maybe Ghost in the Shell and War Machine. War Machine because it just really depressed me, and I don't like movies that depress me that bad. And then Ghost in the Shell, I think the plot was really, really weak. But had it not been like visually pleasing to my eye, I probably would have hated that movie.
hmm
So other than that, I think we're fine. So
I the only one I felt I still know about. Even though I love the movie, I just like the emotion that got out of me, like the bad emotions. So I was like, I was really mad. But it was Detroit.
oh
Listen, man,
yeah.
white people didn't know how to act back then, but you know, that's whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially when he killed that boy, I was like, bro.
yeah.
I walked out mad. I ain't walk out like, oh, that's
Oh yeah,
ugly. I was
I was.
pissed.
Shanique can tell you all about how heated I was about that movie. You can tell in the podcast too. Definitely go listen to the podcast to see. I mean, I may or may not have gotten a little bit racist, but it's the movie, and I guess that's kind of what's supposed to happen anyway. But yeah, and, like I said, guys, it's a good movie. I just had the emotions evoked out of me, so yeah, I'm not gonna say I didn't like the movie. I'm wrong. I shouldn't even be bringing it up in this category right here.
All right. Um. So about the Grammys, I think we talked about it a little bit, but record of the year: Redbone, Despacito, The Story of OJ, Humble, 24K Magic. Out of all those, I would pick Humble by Kendrick Lamar.
That'd be a good pick. I'd agree.
You don't have any objections?
No,
Okay. I was surprised you didn't say 24K because I know you like that song.
I mean I like all of them to be. Well, I'm not really. I haven't. It's maybe because I haven't heard Despacito as much, was why I don't really feel it so much. But all the other ones, I can definitely see Red. I can actually see Redbone.
You think Redbone's gonna take it?
It's gonna be between Redbone and Humble, one of the two.
See, I think it's gonna be between Despacito and Humble because Despacito was a really, even though I'm a fan of the original more than the remix. I don't think Justin Bieber added anything, but that's just me. All right, album of the year. Who's gonna take it? Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino. 444, Jay Z. Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Melodrama by Lord, which by the way, that was also a really good album. And
hmm
24K Magic by Bruno Mars. For me, if this was the beginning of the year, I would say 24K. And even if it did win, I wouldn't be mad. But I think it's gonna go to Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
I would also agree with that. I think it's gonna come down between them two as far as albums.
Yeah, Bruno and Kendrick. Yeah.
Yeah, easy.
All right, song of the year, Despacito. 444. What's the difference between record and song? Whatever.
That's what I was about to ask you. I'm feeling safe. My answer for that one's my answer for this one. So
Issues by Julia Michaels. 1-800-273-8255 by Logic. And then That's Why I Like by Bruno Mars. See, okay. I would put That's Why I Like because I really love that record.
That's what she likes.
Yeah, but I think Logic's gonna take it.
Uh, is Kendrick's song still on this one?
No.
Mm,
It's Despacito, 444, Issues, 1-800, and then That's What I Like.
I think this one might actually be Despacito then. If he didn't get the first one, he's probably gonna get it here.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's Justin Bieber.
Yeah. But I still think it's going to go to Logic because of how everyone's been playing that song. But you never know. I want it to go to Bruno, though. Alright, Best New Artist. SZA, Julia Michaels, Little Uzi Vert, Khalid, and Alicia Cara. Here's what I'll be okay who win. I'll be okay with everyone winning but Little Uzi Vert. I just can't with that guy. But who I want to win is Alicia Cara or SZA.
Those are my two as well. Yeah, I agree. I want one of them two to win because Alicia Cara's song here was like everywhere when it first came out, and SZA's been doing a pretty good job getting her name out there as well. So I definitely see that happening.
Yes.
If not, that would be an upset. But yeah, that's fine. As long as it's not Lil Uzi Vert, that's the real upset right there.
Yo, can you imagine with his dreads coming out there?
No,
Like,
please don't.
Best Pop Vocal Album. Kaleidoscope EP, Coldplay. Lust for Life, Lana Del Rey. Evolve, Imagine Dragons. Rainbow, Kesha. Joanne, Lady Gaga. Divide, Ed Sheeran. Who I want to win? Imagine Dragons. Who I think's gonna win? Ed
Ed
Sheeran.
Sheeran.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably was that's probably what's going to end up happening too. Because considering we went through both their albums, um, I'm not going to place one above the other. Like I think they're great in their own kind of music. Especially since Imagine Dragons sort of like steer towards more rock. But I feel like Ed Sheeran's name is so damn big that he's probably going to take it home easy.
Yeah, that's true. But the
Like,
Grammys is the Grammys voted by like artists like themselves.
I agree.
So
I know.
it
I
might
agree.
be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But hey. Alright. Best Pop Solo Performance. Love So Soft, Kelly Clarkson. Praying, Kesha. Million Reasons, Lady Gaga. What About Us, Pink. Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. Who I want to win? If we're just
Pink.
talking about if we're just talking about pop solo performance, Praying to me is a better song than all the songs up there. So I
Okay.
would say Kesha. Who I think's gonna win is Shape of You, Ed Sheeran, or What About Us, Pink.
I think it's just going to be Ed Sheeran again. He is probably going to have like a clean sweep for everything with his name on it.
Hey, you might be surprised. Alright. Best pop duo group/group performance. Something Just Like This, The Chainsmokers. Despacito remix. Thunder by Imagine Dragons. Feel It Still, Portugal. And Stay, which is Zed and Alicia Cara. Now, obviously, I want Thunder, but I'll be okay with Despacito.
Yeah, I think those would probably be the two biggest main runners for the song this category right here.
I think oddly enough, Chainsmokers could take it because people really love that song. And I saw in a video that it's still like one of the top 10 like YouTube videos. So of 2017. So
I'm pretty sure everyone else was also at number one, especially Despacito. That was definitely number one for a while as well.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna skip the rock category only because I'll read it, but I don't know any of these except Metallica, so that's the only one I'm gonna pick. Imperial of Sand, Mastodon, Mastodon, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, Metallica. The stories we tell ourselves, nothing more. Villains, Queen of the Stone Age, a deeper understanding, the war on drugs. First of all, who names themselves the war on drugs? But I'll give it to Metallica. But that's another thing I want to improve on this year is doing more rock albums. I already put one on there, but We might do. I want to try to look for some more of those. Um, best rock song is "A Last Rise" Metallica, "Blood in the Cut" Cave, Flayed, "Go to War" Nothing More, "Run" Foo Fighters, "The Stage" Avenged Sevenfold. I heard of three of these, but I'm gonna give it to Foo Fighters one because that's the one I've heard.
I can't say I've heard many of them, to be honest, other than I think the one we covered by Foo Fighters, I believe.
Yep,
So yeah.
yep. Foo Fighters is again nominated in Best Rock Performance for "Run." Best Alternative Music Album, Gorillaz, in there. Best Urban Contemporary Album. Apparently we missed some, but it's American Teen, Khaled, Control, SZA, Starboy, The Weeknd, Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino, Free 6 Lack, which I think it's kind of a clever way of saying black, but and then by 6 Lack. Now, oddly enough, I want SZA to win, but I think it's gonna go to The Weeknd.
Hell, I want Childish Gambino to win, but I think it's also going to come down to SZA or The Weeknd. I think that's the two. Those two are probably going to be neck and neck with it.
Okay. R&B album, Freudian, Daniel Caesar, Let Love Rule, Lettucey, 24K Magic, Bruno Mars, Gumbo, PJ Morton, Feel the Real, Music Soul Child. Now, I'm always going to root for Music Soul Child, but Bruno's going to take this.
Yeah.
Best R&B song, First Began, PJ Morton, Location, Khaled, Redbone, Childish Gambino, Supermodel, SZA, That's What I Like, Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars. I want him to win, but I'll be okay with Redbone winning.
Yeah, these are some good options in there as well. Khalid and Location as well.
Ugh, I don't like
Because
that song.
I actually don't mind that song at all. Like, and I know it's
Location,
also
no.
I know it's also in everyone's ear as well. So it might have a chance if anything. I'm not going to, like, shed a tear if it doesn't win. It's still going to be a good song, but it's a good competition for this category anyway.
Yep. All right. R&B performance: Get You, Daniel Caesar, Distraction, Kalani, High, Lettucey, That's What I Like, Bruno, The Weeknd, SZA. Bruno. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Traditional R&B: Laugh and Move On, The Baylor Project, Redbone, Childish, What I'm Feeling, Anthony Hamilton, All the Way, Lettucey, Still, Molly Music. I would love for Anthony Hamilton to win, but it's definitely going to Childish Gambino.
Yeah, he's getting the Grammy tonight,
All right.
one way or another.
Oh, you're gonna love Best Rap Album. 444 Jay-Z. Damn, Kendrick Lamar. Culture, Migos. What is it? Layla's Wisdom, Rhapsody. Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator. It's going to Kendrick. If
If
Migos
it goes to
win,
anybody but if it goes to anybody but Kendrick, I mean, granted, okay, I guess Jay Z is a good runner-up too. But if it goes to anybody but Kendrick and Jay Z, I'll
see,
lose
I'm
all faith
I'm
in them.
gonna leave it open because I've never heard of Rhapsody, so I have no opinion on him
Oh, that too. Yeah.
or her because I don't really know.
Or
But
them.
damn sure not, or them. But damn sure not Migos or Tyler the Creator. Even though
Yeah.
I heard Flower Boy was good, but I don't like his flow, so I can't co-sign on that. Best rap song: Bodak Yellow, Cardi B, Chase Me, Danger Mouse, Humble, Kendrick, Sassy, Rhapsody, The Story of OJ, Jay-Z. It's gonna go to Humble. Would I be
It might
mad
go to
if
Cardi.
it might go to Cardi? Yeah, I agree, it might go, but I think it's gonna go to Kendrick. I wouldn't be mad if it go to Cardi B or Jay Z. Actually, any of these people win, I wouldn't be mad. So, Big Sean's nominated. Best rap performance: Bounce Back, Big Sean, Bodak
No.
Yellow, Cardi B, 444, Jay Z, Humble, Kendrick, Bad and Bougie. All right, I'm a want Humble to win or Bodak Yellow. Actually, I'm okay with everything but Migos. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah. Same.
Rap song: This is weird. Problem, Six Black, Crew, Go Link, Family Feud, Jay Z, Loyal, Kendrick, Love Galore, SZA. I see it says Rap Sash song, so I wanted to probably go to Loyalty by Kendrick or Family Feud by Jay Z, but I hope actually SZA wins this. It's a weird category for to put her in, but I hope she wins.
Yeah, Goldlink is actually a pretty good rapper as well, but he's definitely not exposed. I haven't heard Crew, but considering what I have heard of Goldlink so far, he's pretty dope. Like he's definitely one of the guys on my radar, and if I guess if we had had the time to, I'd have liked to include him in this one of these podcasts, but it's fine. I can definitely see one of the others getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the Grammys coming up. It's gonna be exciting. I'm not gonna watch it, not gonna lie. I'm probably just gonna read the results. But yeah, guys, this is our opinion of, the best of 2017. Let us know what you guys think. You could tweet us at Echo U Podcast on Twitter. You can leave comments and follow us on there as well. You can also follow or subscribe on us on our many social media sites. And we're all under Echo Underground Podcast, obviously except Twitter. And that includes Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, and any other podcasting apps, including Castbox, and I believe Podcast Republic as well. Those are pretty big ones. And we'll see you in 2018. Do you have any New Year's wishes you want to give them?
More comments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Share our podcast. I saw some of you retweeting us, so thank you guys for getting the word out. And yeah, leave more comments because we pick these podcasts, but if you guys tell us, hey, check this out, we will check it out. Like your suggestions come first. So even if it's someone we hate, we will check them out because that's what you
And
guys
let you
want to
know how
hear.
much we hate them.
Dang, I was trying to be positive here. I'm trying to end on a positive note, but
hey, you trying to be positive? I'm trying to be honest. That's fine. I'm playing, guys. Just let us know. At least we'll give it a fair shot.
yeah,
But
exactly.
if we do hate it, you will know.
Yes, Michael's giving out straight F's over here.
No, listen, man. I feel like someone's gonna troll us one day and try to give us some weird crap. So just careful. I'm got my eye on you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. See you guys in 2018. Peace out.
See ya.